Welcome to another review from the Four Corners of the Board with your host, Graeme Anderson. Hello everyone, this is Graeme Anderson from Four Corners of the Board. Today I'm going to be looking at a game called Tiny Epic Galaxies. And I must say, when I first got this game, I was a little unsure about this box size. It kind of gave me some pause when it came into this. I heard it was a Euro game. I mean, really, how much of a Euro game can be in this little box? When I look at other games this size that I have on my shelf, such as, One-Night Ultimate Vampire, I mean, this is a good game. It's a light party game. So I was really unsure whether something like this could have a lot of Euro in such a small little box. So why don't we get to the table, I'll show you how it's played, then we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts on Tiny Epic Galaxies. Here's Tiny Epic Galaxies set up for a 3-player game. Each player is going to have their own player mat. They're going to start with 2 ships in their home galaxy. They're going to start with 2 energy and 1 culture. And they're also going to start with their empire level of 1. And I just want to show you these cards. So this is your empire level. This will show you how many ships you are allowed to have out in the play area and how many dice you're going to be rolling per turn. As you can see, as you increase your empire level, you're going to be able to have more ships out in play. You'll be able to have more dice. And this is how many victory points it's going to be worth to have that level of empire. So everybody starts at the same, which means everybody has 2 ships, and they're going to be rolling 4 dice at the beginning of the game. The other thing, everybody is going to start with a secret mission card. So these are just dealt randomly, and all these secret mission cards are essentially the same type of idea. They are going to be, at the end of the game, you're going to score this many bonus points if you achieve this type of goal. So right here it says you're going to gain 3 points if you have the most diplomacy planets. So that's, I'll just quickly mention, so that right there shows that it's diplomacy. So if you captured this, this would be a diplomacy planet. So that's all these secret mission cards are, end of game bonuses. So each player gets one and they're kind of put aside and looked at the end of the game to see who scores their bonus points. There are 5 cards out in the middle, because that's 2 more than there are players. Since we're playing a 3-player game, there's going to be 5 cards out. And these cards will show you a couple of things. So we'll have a look at this one again. This one will show you that when you colonize this planet, it's going to be worth 7 points to whoever colonizes it. This is the action that this planet offers. This is the colonization track, and that's the type of resource it produces. And we'll get into all this as we go talk through the gameplay. So now we're ready to go. So the first player, let's say it is yellow, they're going to take their dice, and again that's depend on their empire level, but everybody starts with 4, and they're going to roll them, and those are the actions they're allowed to take. So, what are the actions? The first action is the move action, showed by this little ship. So, let's say I'm going to use this action. Whenever you use one of your action die, you're going to lock it by placing it on the activation bay. Move allows you to move your ship from your home galaxy to a planet, and when you land on a planet, you have 2 different options you can do. One is to actually land on the planet. When you land on the planet, you're going to be able to perform this action, or you can start orbiting. And orbiting, again, if you get to the end of the colonization track, means you're going to take this card, score that many victory points, and now it becomes kind of your galaxy, your planet. So you have the option. So either land or orbit. I should also mention, whenever the active player takes an action with her action die, each other player has the option to follow. So if someone else wanted to move on yellow's turn, because yellow locked that activation die, I can pay 1 culture, and red could also move. So let's say red could move and start orbiting there. And again, blue could do the same thing. The next 2 types of resources are diplomacy and economy. And these are the ways that you are going to colonize your planets. So as you can see here, this planet needs diplomacy to colonize it, and this one needs economy. So since yellow is landed here, they would want to use the diplomacy one. So they're going to lock this, and for each one that they lock showing the diplomacy, they're going to move it forward, that many number of spaces. When you reach the end, this card now becomes yellow's. So let's say we got all the way to the end, ship comes back to the main galaxy, we're going to take this card, we're going to slide it under here. Yellow now has 3 victory points, and we'd replace the card. You can have multiple people on a card. You can have multiple people doing orbiting. It doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is the same player cannot have two ships on the same area of the planet. So blue, actually blue should be using their active ones. Blue could not start another ship orbiting. They could have one landed, but they can't have two orbiting and they can't have two landed. So that's the only restriction on moving. The next two types of action die on their faces is the energy and the culture icon. So locking either one of these, what you're going to do then, let's say we lock the energy one, and it's still yellow's turn. And let's say yellow has a ship here and they have a ship here. You're going to look at all the planets where you have ships, and you're going to look at what they produce. If they produce the same that you've locked the action die, you're going to get that many resources. So here, this one does culture, this one does energy. I've locked the energy die, which means I get 1 energy. If this ship was here, I'm going to get 2 energy because both of my ships are on an energy planet. Even if the ships are on the same planet, I would still get 2 energy because both of my ships are on an energy planet. So that's either the energy or the culture. Lastly is the activate a colony die. To do this one, you are going to lock it and you're going to look at all your colonies. Now everybody starts with 1 colony, and the option here is to upgrade your empire. But if I look at yellow, yellow now has 2 options when they do utilize a colony. They can either upgrade or they can perform the action on the card or on the planet that they have colonized. So to upgrade a empire, I'll bring this card up here so you can see. What you're going to do is you're going to look at the next level that you want to get to, and you have to pay either that many culture or that much energy. It can't be split. It must be one or the other. So if I want to move this up here, I could spend 2 energy because that's the only thing I have. So I now have 0 energy. But now I still have 2 ships, but now I'm going to be rolling 5 action dice on my turn, and I now have 1 victory point. So that is the utilize colony action. The other thing I should say is any action dice that have not been locked yet can be re-rolled. The first time you do a re-roll on your turn, it's free. For every re-roll after that, it's going to cost you 1 energy. So if yellow was not happy with this and it's still their turn, they could spend 1 energy and re-roll these. You also don't have to use up all your dice. If you've done everything you want to on your turn, you still have dice left over, you can just say, I'm done. The last thing you can do is if you had, let's say, 3 dice left and you didn't want to pay for the re-roll, you can put 2 dice on the converter, and you can take a third unassigned die and change it to whatever face you want. So if you really needed, let's say, diplomacy, you could basically sacrifice 2 dice, set your last one to diplomacy, and lock that diplomacy die. You're going to continue doing this until someone has 21 points from their planets and their empire level. Then everyone gets an equal number of turns. You add up the points, and whoever has the most points is the winner of Tiny Epic Galaxies. Now let's get back to the table and see what I thought about this game.
So, as you can see from the walkthrough, there actually is a Euro game in a tiny little box. Now, it's not a hugely deep Euro game. You're going to be playing this game in, maybe half an hour. But there is a Euro game here. It is portable. I mean, everything you need fits in this little box. But that being said, it's not a hugely deep Euro game. It is a Euro game, but you're going to be finished this game in half an hour. And that's good because sometimes you just want a Euro game that plays quickly. You don't want to be stuck there for, 2-3 hours with a mind-melting Euro game. So that definitely covers this. I do wish, though, that this game was larger, both physically and had more depth to it. I enjoyed the game, but I do feel it's like it's a light Euro game. It's a very light Euro game that's, half an hour. I wish there was an actual board to this, and I wish that there was more cards and more actions you can take. Now, one thing I really do like about this game is the reroll mechanism. Having to reroll as many dice as you want for free the first time, then you have to pay the energy for it next time, really mitigates the dice rolling in this. So there is some randomness, and if you really get a terrible roll, you're not stuck with it. I do like that. That being said, this is not going to be a game that I'm going to be taking to restaurants to play. It's too heavy for that. But if I want a Euro game to finish off the night and people are tired and we just want something quick, I don't want to have, just a filler game. So this is more than a filler game, but in half an hour, you get a good Euro game in a small package. So with that, I'm very pleased with Tiny Epic Galaxies. Thank you for watching another review from the Four Corners of the Board. Please like and subscribe to these videos. You can also follow us on social media, email us directly, or check out our website at fourcornersoftheboard.com.